Hey everybody, welcome back to the Meredith Parents Network Live Lounge here from Dad 2.0 Summit 214 in New Orleans, Louisiana. I am proud to be joined by Mr. Frederick Goodall of Mocha Dad, a fellow Texan.
Yep.
You're in Houston, Austin?
Definitely in Houston.
That's right, right there. Fred, you've been dad blogging for a long time.
Yeah, I've been doing it for about 6 years now.
Yeah.
I never thought it'd go on this long, but it's been great. It's been great.
What started? I mean, why did you start writing a dad blog?
Well, when I first started, a while back, I was a new dad trying to go on the internet and figure out, how do you do this dad thing, because I hadn't done it before, trying to find some information. And I really couldn't find any information about being a dad or any support for dads. So I started writing down my thoughts, some of my experiences, hoping some other guys would connect with it, and they did. And from there, it's just grown and it's blossomed, and I made a lot of really good connections, met some really great guys, and it's just been a fantastic experience.
This conference is great because we get to see each other at least once a year, and kind of connect and share stories, and so that's really nice. But it seems like the things that guys kind of leave here and just make new creations and do other kind of things. You have several media properties, right?
Yeah, I do. I have Mocha Dad, which talks about parenting and fatherhood. I have Mocha Man Style, which is more general men's lifestyle. Talk about cars, fashion, tech, all the stuff guys like. And I have a personal website where I talk about whatever.
Yeah, that's good. No boundaries.
Exactly.
No boundaries.
Exactly.
What do you think about my new jeans from Lee?
Hey, those are some awesome jeans. They look great on you.
Yeah, thank you. That's coming from a man that has a website dedicated to fashion and hipness.
Right.
Yeah, so appreciate it. So here's a question. We're kind of asking everybody, our parenting question of the day. What, before you had children, was there one thing that just freaked you out, scared you, that you worried about, that when you had children it ended up not being a big deal?
Well, initially, I was actually quite worried because I didn't grow up with my father. So I didn't have that role model. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to expect. So I was a bit nervous about that. And I was wondering, without that person to emulate, how am I going to do this right? But a lot of other guys stepped in my life. They mentored me, they guided me, they led me. And talking to some older fathers while my wife was pregnant really helped me a lot because they gave me the benefit of their experience. They really eased a lot of my concerns. There was one gentleman in particular, Mr. Nichols. I remember him to this day. But I told him one day about how I was nervous, how I was afraid, and he just told me, listen, all those feelings are normal. Just embrace it and deal with it. Just know that your fatherhood journey is going to be unique to you. So what comes is going to come, but you have to deal with it, and you can deal with it. And just know that you can. Whatever happens, you're going to be able to deal with it. You have that capacity within you. And his words really encouraged me and let me know, hey, he's done it. He's experienced this. He has grandkids now. He knows what he's talking about. So I'm going to listen to that advice. And I've really stuck to that, man. I know I may not be prepared for everything that comes up, but I know I can figure out how to deal with it by myself or with my wife or with some of my friends that I know. Someone may have experienced this before, and I can tap into that network and say, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. Has anyone else dealt with this? Let me know your experience. So
and it helps.
Yeah,
it
definitely helps.
Getting that kind of feedback from friends and others that have done it. I think one of the best pieces of parenting advice that I got was show up.
Yep.
I mean, just be there.
Just be there.
You're not, you're not expected to know exactly what to do.
Right. People will ask me for fatherhood advice, and the one thing I always tell them is give your children your time, because that's what they need from you. That's the most important thing you can do. Yeah,
just be around, be present, and good things will come.
That's right.
From that, even if you don't know what to do.
Right, that's right.
But I think we all have, or at least, it's an interesting mix of guys here, because some had really strong father figures in their lives.
Right.
Some had very negative father figures in their lives.
Right.
Some had no father figure in their life. And I think everyone here, obviously, passionate about being a father, passionate about being present and doing it the best they can. And even with all these varied backgrounds, these guys are doing a good job.
Right.
And so I think it's a mix of kind of intuitive, but also the journey that we've taken with other guys.
And it's good to see other guys' journey, to see how they've dealt with issues, how they dealt with their past and their fathers and their dads, and how they take all that experience and put it into their fatherhood, kind of the things that they do every single day. So I like to hear those stories from other guys. I like to see what they've experienced, what they've gone through, and share my story as well, because we can all help each other.
Yeah, absolutely. My kids are still pretty young. My oldest is 10, but I've just now started to think about what kind of, if they choose to have children, what kind of father is he going to be?
Yeah.
And that's going to be interesting to see. There's a little bit of,
right.
painting.
Right, exactly.
What's coming up next for you? What's exciting on the road in 214?
Well, actually, I'm working on a fatherhood short film right now.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually some segments of, I call it Real Dads, Real Stories.
Mm-hmm.
So it's some guys that I know, some guys I don't know, but we've all come together, kind of share our fatherhood stories with one another. I've broken it up into just a 3 to 5 minute sections, but I'm going to compile all these stories together so people can see, here's the face of fatherhood today. Here's what guys are dealing with. Here's what they're talking about. Here's how they feel about fatherhood. So I'm very excited about that. That's the biggest thing that I'm working on right now.
That's cool. When is that going to come out?
I don't know, but it's going to come out 2014.
There you go. You got a lot of 214 left. I understand how that goes.
Right.
Fred, thank you so much.
Thanks.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
And I'll see you back in Texas.
Certainly.
We'll be back at the Meredith Parents Network Lounge here at Dad 2.0, New Orleans, Louisiana.